All right, friends, it is time to take a look at and see what Blizzard's been cooking up for us in the news over the last week. We are going to kick it off with that lovely disc belt that we've all been hearing about. Now, we've been reading that over time that the belt was going to be pointless to even get right out the jump. Now, they have changed it a little bit. The eye level alone has been increased to 691, which means, prepare yourselves, everybody, that it's going to be able to go to 701. Now, that number sounds fantastic. We all knew that we're going to get there in this expansion, but definitely trying to see the power go up a little bit, because we probably all have belts currently on that would have been like, does that disc belt and going into overcharged delves really make any sense for us? So definitely Blizzard's looking out for us, going to make that belt a little more useful for everything. With that belt becoming a little more useful here and there, they did decrease static charges ability on the belt, but they did increase everything else on there to kind of make it not just you're gunning for one ability, but you're going to be able to have a pick and choose as the player, see what kind of style you want to kind of live with through the rest of the season, that 11-1-7, and kind of see what's going to carry us into season 3. As I do go over this and just say this one little part, I will have that chart of the abilities increases during that, but everything has increased from either 8% to 141%. I know that's a huge range, but really it's going to, each ability has been adjusted a little bit to where it will replace end of season 2 gear, and the belt will live until the end of season gear for season 3. So making it worth your while. And if you're being forced to go into delves, which I'm almost taking it a little personal that they're forcing me into the delve system. It was great in the beginning, and it's a great revamp for every new season. You get in there and get whatever as you run out of crests and valor stones and everything like that. But they're forcing me in there for it's definitely worth it now for that new and improved overcharged belt that we get from there. This next part is a little quality of life adjustment be it in Raid and Mythic Plus, but every player that kind of lives in besides PvP. I don't want to say that PvP doesn't get anything, but anyway, going into Raid and Mythic Plus, tank threat has been increased by 15%, because there's been times that I steal threat off of them. I actually have to wait a good bit of time. I'm going to say good bit of time, but it's really like a second or two to let the tank gather everything, depending what tank I'm dealing with in Mythic Plus. But, got to give them that extra second, because if I'm blowing all my cooldowns with Lust, I will potentially take threat and die, have to feign death, turtle, waste some good, abilities in that time frame so that tank can get everything back. But here we are at 15% increase. I think that puts it over 900% damage, how tanks tank kind of thing. Not much that I dabble in, thought about it for a quick second at the end of this season, but yeah, no, not yet. Now try and contain your excitement here. It is week 2 of Dastardly Duos. The podium toy is out there for all of us to get. I don't know how I feel about Dastardly Duos. I don't think I've been super wowed by it, pun intended, but it's just been, you get in there, I have my computer group. I did try to do Dastardly Duos solo, and I was wondering why I kept dying so frequently. I was getting smacked around dead, my pet's dying. Realized that it's a group activity. So they do supply you with a group of people to help you with, and that made it a little more easy. I still just don't, maybe I don't understand it fully, maybe it's not my play style, but I get in there so far once a week, at least minimum, so I can get the weekly rewards, get the toys, the pets, and really what we're all going to be there for is that beautiful white battle turtle that comes at week 4. So make sure you keep grinding along for the next couple weeks so you too can get that turtle, which I'm so excited to get because it's going to be fantastic for, being a ground mount. If you are a fan of Warcraft lore and, good story, well, let me tell you, Warcraft's got it for you. So with this short story coming out, or it is out now, Faith and Flame, which follows Favor and Lothar, and, you get a little bit in-depth detail of her and get you ready for the next campaign quests that come at the 11-1-7. So it is an hour-long YouTube video short, not a video, but it's there, narrated perfectly, and definitely gives you some stuff that I would recommend knowing before we dive into the next story. So get out there, watch that on YouTube, and it will be worth your while. If you are anything like me and have oddly been enjoying Horrific Visions this time around, because let me tell you, I could not stand it in BFA. I don't know what it was. It might have been the gated option of it or the abilities. Just didn't really speak to me back then. But now I am thoroughly enjoying this Horrific Visions, because I don't know, I find myself late at night or early in the day when I'm playing, got nothing to do, can't get a group for Mythic Plus, find myself going back to Horrific Visions and doing the Masks run. I just did my 5 Mask run, which was difficult when I got the Thrall, to say the least. Somehow squeaked it out, got the achievements, got a bunch of mementos and stuff like that to get towards the transmogs and the mounts and the pet, all that kind of good stuff. But they did finally add in Gift of the Titans, which we all saw previously before Horrific Visions were coming, that it was the bottom thing on the thing, the skill tree, but it is there finally. So make sure you go back into Horrific Visions and experience it, get all those mounts that are around in Stormwind and Orgrimmar, and get the Jewel Crafted Panther, because you got to collect things from each vision, bring it around, and then put it up in the public order for a lovely Jewel Crafter to make for you. All right, we're going to wrap this video up with a little bit of hype talk, because 11.17 is coming out June 17th, and that is new campaign quest, those overcharged elves that we've been talking about, Turbulent Time Ways, the Lore Master show, Lore Walker show is back with those 3 storylines that we get caught up and kind of get some cool information about, rotation assistance there for anybody that may need it, and that Greedy Emissary is on the way. Now, I did a video all about this, covering what's in 11.1.7, and I definitely think you should check it out. And that's it, guys. I will see you on the next video. See ya.